Hey there, everyone. This is the inaugural episode of Not a Competition with your host, Sean Brady, and apparently just Sean Brady.
I thought you were going to introduce me.
No, you don't require an introduction. You haven't earned it.
I haven't earned it. Hey guys, it's Mario here.
Mario here to spread some good cheer. So in Not a Competition, we're going to be debating each other on a bunch of issues, most likely, because we agree, what would you say, like 15% of the time?
Half the time. We either agree or we don't.
Yeah, everything's 50-50. You either agree or you don't. You can't be anything else. So what the format of this podcast is going to be is we're going to start here with a little will you press the button, just something to stoke some conversation, get those brain juices flowing, and before we lead our way into what will be for this week, some rankings of we got two topics lined up for you. I'm not going to spoil them now. You think we should give them like a little snack, Mario? A little taste?
Ooh, a little snack. I think a little snack is some foreshadowing as to what our topics are today.
That's true. Snacks are involved. So one of them, I will say, involves cereals, which we both have. It's probably like my fourth most passionate topic.
Fourth most.
Yes. Top four. Easy.
Wow, we're going to run through your top numbers pretty quick then if we're already starting with four.
It's cereals, pogo stick tricks. There's a lot of things up there. Different types of guppies. But yeah, so one of them is going to be cereals, and then we'll basically be debating the top tier of cereals. I'm going to shit on all Mario's takes because they're garbage.
You don't know what my takes are. You could agree with them. Yeah,
I could, but I know they're garbage. That's the one thing I know. It's the one constant in the universe.
Damn.
Let's start here with some warm-ups on will you press the button. And you can see my screen, sir, correct?
Yes. Unless
Okay,
you're talking to the audience right now, they can't respond. They'll have to tweet at us to respond.
Well, I would never call them sir. Who knows? They could be a madam. They could be a sir. Who knows?
Sure.
But you are a sir. So for our first, will you press the button here? We have.
I see tier lists. I see cereal.
You see tier lists?
I see cereal.
God. Oh my gosh! All right, let me fix that for you. How about right now?
Now I see it. Now I see will you press the
Cool.
button.
Well, I've just given you access to that browser window. All right. So for the first one here, it's get to have sex with any person that you want, but your life shortens by 50% each time you have sex. How you feel about this one?
I think this one's great. I think this one's a double positive. I think that
You
have sex with whoever you want, and then that's it. It's a win-win. I see no downside here.
Wild. No, you don't press this one. The first time. Here's the thing. It's like, if you're gonna press it, you press it like almost like infinity times at that point, because like your big cut is gonna be the first press. Like, let's say the average person lives to like 85 or 80, let's say, just to be round. You press it once, you knocked 40 years off your life. Second press, you knock 20 years. Third press, 10 years, 5. But then once you get down to like the double-digit presses, you're knocking off hours. But then, like, you only got a few hours to live.
Now here's the thing though, if I press it when I'm 60 and then I have sex one time after that, like, do I just immediately drop dead if my life expectancy is 80?
I would think so. If it said the rest of your life, then I'd be like, okay, then you can press it at 60, and if you're going to live 40 more years, you'd only get 20. But I think you might just drop dead.
You just drop dead? That's a tough sell.
But maybe, hear me out. Then you wait. You're like 85 on death's door. You're like, boop, press the button. You get whoever you want, and then you die. Like, you were going to go out soon anyway.
I feel like that's some weird paradox stuff. If you already go past your life expectancy and press this button.
Yeah, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of paradoxes with this website. I'll tell you that. A lot of scenarios where we're going to have to take it with a grain of salt.
All right.
But I think in this case, I would definitely not do that.
All right, what's the next one?
Let's see. I'm going to hit I will not, and we'll see what people think. Most people agreed not to hit the button there.
Most people are cowards.
So this next one, what the hell? This thing?
Good theme.
Okay, this one's a little. Let's just get one that's a little different.
Yeah.
Here. You meet your soulmate and have a kid 10 months after meeting him or her, but he or she dies 1 year
my
later.
God.
The kid looks exactly like her.
No, I don't want. The first one was easy because I'm taking years off my life, but I can't do this to someone else.
Right. It's like you meet your soulmate and then immediately kill them 1 year later. Plus, I've already met my soulmate, my lovely wife, Lindsay. So
Nice.
this one, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Nice.
So that one, most people also said no there. Let's say you solve world hunger, end the need for guns and violence, and lengthen your lifespan by 30 years. But only if 99% or more press the button. Would you lose your benefit to hurt everyone else's chances?
So I know what a lot of people are thinking here. Like, they're thinking it's like, I gotta not press this button to, for the greater good. But if everybody doesn't press the button, then we never get these good things. So I will carry the burden of pressing the button.
Well, no. See, I think you're misreading it here. Basically, it's saying only if 99% of people press the button, then these things happen. If not, then they don't. So, like, if you say no, I won't press it, you're basically like, I'm gonna go against ending these things.
You're gonna go against. So you're saying
that's what not pressing it would mean here, because it says those things happen only if 99% or more press the button. So the more people that don't press the button, the more likely that those things don't occur. Which is kind of stupid, because the only reason to not press the button is to be a troll, basically.
Yeah, I feel like that what they were trying to get across here is only if 1% push the button.
Okay, if 1%. So this is like Prisoner's Dilemma shit. If they're going that way too.
Yeah,
where it's like you might as well, because like.
I would just rip it and grip it, because like I said, someone's got to push the button.
Right. I hear you. All right, let's get in two more of these guys here. You're the president of the world.
You can't do this one in 2021. You can't do this one in 2021. Absolutely not. I can't believe I'm the one that has to say this one.
No, I'm going to need your answer, and then I'm going to skip this question and not answer it myself.
Oh, my God.
I don't really want to be president, first of all. So, like, there's not even a benefit for me here. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm like, oh, I'm high and mighty, and, like, there's no difference between who I am now and being a midget, everybody's equal, I still don't want to be president. So, like, there's no reason for me to push this.
I'd love the opportunity to work on my golf game.
Yeah, that's true. Mine definitely needs it, because I'm terrible. Wow, look at that split. 51% pressed it. They would rather be the president of the world.
I don't like that attitude.
That's a lot. The world's a big place. I don't know how
Well
much.
said.
You can go to every golf course, which is nice. All right, let's go to our last one here. You will never age, but you have to be 8 years old forever, mentally and physically. Which I like that they clarify that like my body is not like 20 years old and my brain's an 8-year-old and I'm just running, or vice versa, God forbid.
I think so. The only plus side here is like you get to be Ash Ketchum, right? Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. Without the Pokemon though, which is like
Without the
I would say
Pokemon.
the greatest part of being Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to pass here because I think being an 8-year-old would suck forever, right?
Yeah.
Like my family's gonna eventually kick me out of their house. I'm not gonna have a concept of money or a job. I can't work because of child labor reasons. Like this seems terrible.
And mentally is like a little confusing, right? Like, because like I think some of the things I know now that I didn't know when I was younger are not mentally above an 8-year-old's level, but like, would I still have the knowledge I've gained since?
Definitely not.
Then
Definitely
you're
not.
basically, you can't take care of yourself after a while.
All of
Yeah,
your
that's
loved ones
rough.
will pass, and you'll just be stuck, like miserable.
It's an 8-year-old.
So definitely not.
Yeah, most people agreed.
Thank God.
63,000 did not press the button.
That's good faith in humanity, right there.
Never worrying about growing up. The top comment: I'm going to be Peter Pan. All right, that's good for you, Megan Morgan.
Peter Pan could fly, though, right?
Yeah, he had a few other perks.
He had a few perks, like.
I also don't think he had to work in like Never Neverland. I think just like food fell out of the sky or something. But who knows?
It's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs you're thinking of.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Maybe we'll get into that in future weeks when we look over some animated films.
Nice.
But
Good
for this
foreshadowing.
week, Spoiler alert for for the categories we're going to cover. By the way, since we have to be in the same window here, the second one is going to be our fast food tier list. So for the first one here, we're going to go through cereals, and it's going to be a bare knuckle brawl for some of these, I'm sure, and then other ones we just won't care about.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want to take us in here on our first one? Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
Ooh, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. These are good. They're my second best Cheerio.
Second best Cheerio. Well,
they're my second best Cheerio.
An interesting thought, because there's probably there's 4 or 5 main Cheerio flavors, and then like all the specialty ones. So do you want to run me through your Cheerio rankings here while we have a sec?
I feel like that's going to give a lot of foreshadowing. Just focusing on these Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
Damn, this guy doesn't want to spoil
me, this
anything.
is a knockoff Apple Jacks.
Okay.
And so I have to rank them below both my favorite Cheerios and Apple Jacks is a personal favorite of mine, high on my list. So this is a B for me. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios are a B. I feel like these are posers.
You didn't want to foreshadow anything, but you also already foreshadowed that Apple Jacks is a favorite of yours, which we'll get to that when we get to that. But Apple Cinnamon at a B, you're saying?
That's what I'm thinking. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're like in the right ballpark, surprisingly. I don't think it's definitely not above a B. I think for me personally, it might be more of a C. Where it's like I can enjoy a bowl of Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, but like I would not, like there'd have to be very limited options there for like me to go up to like a cereal table at a hotel or like a friend's house or something and look at the options and be like, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios is what I'm pulling here.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate a bowl of it.
You know what? Okay. I think that's great. I want to define each of the letters and how I feel about these cereals. You know, like. Okay. Because I think
D is like easy to define, right? Like that's just trash.
D is trash. D is not allowed in my house under any circumstance.
Right. Yeah, and I would if offered a bowl, like offered a bowl where I'm like a little hungry but not starving, I'd be like, no, thank you.
C is tolerable. C is on day 3 of the Sahara, and like I need to come across some food. Like this is edible cereal.
I like that that's tolerable. I have to be starving for 3 days for this cereal to be ingested, but it's tolerable. For me, that's like D tier. Like, I'd eat it to stay alive.
No, D I wouldn't. D I'd have the principle.
So you're saying D tier is like, even if I was dying?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
B?
Okay, so then if that's your ranking, I think your B rank is much better. Because C, you're a little more negative on C than I was thinking. So Apple Cinnamon is like kind of a blah for me. So
B, I'm thinking like if I go to a hotel and like this is the best I got, like fine, I can live with this.
Okay.
A is great, and then S is like the creme de la creme.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, so I think B is a solid resting place for our Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. I'll take our next one here.
Yeah.
We'll switch off. Cookie Crisp or Cookie Crisp. It looks like they changed up the mascot.
It's been a while since they changed that mascot, buddy.
Yeah, this Wolfman's been here for a while.
Yeah.
Well, that just tells you how often I'm eating a good bowl.
Oh my god.
Cookie Crisps are solid. I like them as a kid a little bit because you're tricked. You got your endorphins going. You're like, I'm eating cookies for breakfast. I'm getting away with the perfect crime.
Mm-hmm.
But then you eat them and you're like, this isn't great. It's fine. There's better cereals out there. I'm gonna, and this is gonna, I know you're not gonna like this probably, but I'm gonna see Cookie Crisps in the B column as well.
I don't
where
like
I
that.
think like if it's available and I'm eating it, I'm like, oh okay, Cookie Crisp, let's do it, Cookie Crisp. But I'm not like fully on board with it. Like I wouldn't enjoy it over a lot of these other cereals down here.
But yeah, this is just blasphemy. This is an A tier for me.
An A tier.
This is an A tier for me because like you said in the beginning, like you're having cookies for breakfast. Mic drop.
You still have the
mic drop
like mentality of believing
mic
that these are actual cookies.
drop. You're having cookies for breakfast. And they're the best kind of cookie. It's chocolate chip cookie. Like, obviously this is a cookie ranking, but we can both agree chocolate chip is a high-ranked cookie.
Chocolate chip's a high-ranked cookie. It's not the best-ranked cookie.
Okay, we don't need to go down that. Next is Special K.
Chocolate chip, you throw some Reese's peanut butter cups in there, you're automatically a better cookie.
Oh my god. Next we got Special K.
Oh, a big hitter right here. So what do you think? You think should we settle Cookie Crisp in B? What are you thinking here?
I mean, you placed it. You placed it in B. Like,
I
to
did,
me,
but
it's an A. To me, it's an A.
It's a collaborative list. Like, do you feel like it's almost S? Because for me, it's almost C.
Oh my god, I think it's a purebred A. I think if I was showing like,
I'm gonna keep it in B because I'm like, I think it's a low B, maybe a C, and you think it's like middle S A. So I'm gonna keep it here. I think.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Take it back into Special K.
Special K. Special K. I'm going C. Special K is close to a D, but I think Special K is nutritious enough, and maybe that's just like
a factor for you.
You know, like, that's the only thing that's keeping this out of D tier. Because, like I said, D, it's like I'm choosing death in the Sahara over eating this cereal. And I'd take Special K over it, because I think I'd get enough nutrients. Because, like, to me, it's marketed as a healthy cereal, but that could just be good marketing.
I'm not sure if it is healthy or not. It's not frosted, so that's better than not. But it's wild because, you know, foreshadowing here, like your Apple Jacks, if you frosted these flakes, those boys are to the moon, baby. But without them being frosted, I almost think that they're like a D. And I hear you on the nutrition, but like if I'm gonna eat a cereal I believe to be nutritious, put like freaking strawberries or something in it. Like put like something else in it. Like put like granola in it or something. Like give me a little something more than just a freaking flake. Like it's so weak. It's so weak. But it's towards the top of D. The way we have them ranked, like I would eat Special K if I had to, but like it's close to being like this is just cardboard. Thank you. So I think C's a good spot for it. But I think my personal ranks, it's like high D.
I think that not being frosted is what tricks my brain into thinking it's healthy.
Yeah, I think like you take any of these, you take the flakes, you take the our next one, like little pops. You take like a Cheerio O or something and you make them not frosted, or even like a mini wheat, and you don't frost them, and you're like, this is a healthy cereal.
All right, what's next?
Next is Kix.
Okay.
Hear me out here.
I'm all ears.
Hear me out. So Kix, to me, I have had Kix like once in my life. To me, they're like Pops, but like less sugary. To me, a Pop is like almost like a frosted Kick. It's just like a little corn circle. I know people really like Kix though, but I think they're like not good. And honestly, I'm looking at these cereals and I'm looking at our rankings up ahead. I'm honestly,
where's Kix for you?
I'm D'ing it.
100%. 100%. The only thing that saves Kix is the slogan of kid tested, mom approved. Like, that's just funny.
Slogan.
That's good.
If we were doing a slogan list, that's like it.
But that is it. Otherwise, Kix are a waste of time and oxygen.
I will say, this is a different box than I'm used to when I had Kix like 15 years ago. But I do appreciate the like little corn-shaped Kick. It really gives your like, and they changed the logo too. It makes it feel healthy, even if it's not.
That's fun.
But we know it's mother approved, so it's got to be pretty close. I'm glad that you were in the boat on this one. I'm looking at, I'm like, which is the D cereal? And I'm like, it's Kix.
Kix is a D cereal, and it's not the only D cereal.
There's some tough ones out here that I think are D that I don't think you're.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Next is Apple Jacks, though.
Right.
Apple Jacks.
Tier cereal, right?
Apple Jacks, A for Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks is the OG, the original apple and cinnamon. I don't know. I've always had a special place in my heart for Apple Jacks. I always felt like it was like Cheerios with a pop. It was like just the better Cheerio, which, again, this is probably just because it's the same shape of a circle. and like the Rastafarian cinnamon and apple, like I just love their adventures.
Oh, the new guy. Well, they're not new. They're probably like 15 years old, but like the mascots of it. Yeah.
Applejacks is an A for me.
Those commercials, I have fun with those ones. You know, the little cinnamon guys running around. I don't enjoy Apple Jacks as much as you do.
Sheesh.
But they're better than both of the cereals in B. So I'd probably put them at like a top B. So I think A is a fine spot for them to sit for right now. You know, we get more stuff on this list. Maybe we reevaluate before the final countdown, but I think that's a good spot for it. Next thing we're going to go to is cornflakes. Honestly, they're dropping Special K vibes for me. The one thing that, like, somehow Special K seems healthier than cornflakes just based off title, even though they're the same exact thing.
Cornflakes are a D to me. Cornflakes are the boring version of Special K, and Special K is barely a C. Like, cornflakes, I like the whole, like, hey, this spoon and we drew a chicken around them. That's fun. But cornflakes are trash.
I'm okay with D, but I think if we D it, I want to bring Special K to D as well. We can make it top of D, but like
Awesome.
Special K, these boys in my mind are handcuffed to each other, and I'm tired of Kellogg's makes both of them. I'm tired of believing they're not the same thing. And
They're
you
not
can't-
the same thing. Special K, I feel like Special K is like with extra vitamins and minerals.
but
But that's what that's what the marketing does, because it's special, right? Like, there's nothing special about cornflakes.
all right, hear me out. We do cornflakes bottom D, Special K top D.
Looking tough. If Special K is not a C, there's gonna be a gap.
I mean,
All
all
right.
I'm saying is like there's a lot of the good cereals left. So like Special K, you know,
Okay.
out of all the cereals on the list, if there's gonna be 3 Ds, it might be one.
Special K has been amended to be a
Okay,
D.
we can reevaluate if we want to.
I imagine at the end we'll do like a quick once over.
Yep, absolutely. That brings us to I believe your pick here.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's Count
Count.
Chocula. Wow, I am
Notice your friends are not here.
Blueberry, trash.
and,
Frankenberry, trash.
I agree with both of those, so I'm glad they're not here. They're in E tier.
Count
The
Chocula,
E tier is like boring or offensive flavor. Like the flavor is just wild.
offensive, like green ketchup. We're talking.
Yeah, right. The purple.
Count Chocula is head and shoulders the best cereal ever manufactured. Head and shoulders above the competition. It is the gold standard. It is the 3 Michelin star cereal. It is an S.
Look, hear me out here. You're wrong. But Count Chocula to me is like a solid A tier. And if it's your favorite cereal of all time, that sounds like an S to me, my friend. Like if I was like Count Chocula is a C, then we have to split the difference here. But I'm like, it's a good cereal. I'm not a big like chocolatey cereal kind of guy, so I think that's why it's down. But it's probably the best chocolatey cereal.
It's the best chocolate. It doesn't get soggy in milk. It makes the milk chocolatey,
You
and it's got
marshmallow.
marshmallows.
Huge.
Those are the top 3 qualities of a cereal.
I like how you're like, Special K, man, just feels healthy. It's not too bad. And then you're like, Count Chocula though, chocolate. and marshmallow.
Special K was a C for me. Like, let's not pretend like I was hyping it up to be king
Sure,
among
sure.
kings.
All right, so let's go into our next one here. Cap'n Crunch. Me and the Cap'n can make it happen, but also like
Nice.
I've been riding a wave with this fella, and we'll get into that more further down this list here. But with the original Captain Crunch, people are gonna hate this.
I want to see where you put it. Ooh!
It's not that good.
I don't like
The
Captain
original
Crunch.
is not
I don't
that
like
good.
Captain Crunch.
So
Captain
where
Crunch.
are you on this?
Yeah, it would be a C for me. It's like if I go to a buddy's house and it's like this is all they got. It's like between this and just not having nourishment for the morning, I'll suffer through Captain Crunch. Top 3 mascot. Like, I
Sure,
love his
sure.
getup. I love that his eyebrows are on his hat. But, buddy,
Right?
you just make a bland cereal.
That's the thing. It's pretty. It's like pretty bland. The flavor's like slightly better than some of these other bland cereals. And he would be like flavor wise, texture wise, whatever. Well, maybe not texture. We'll get into that point in a second. But like flavor wise, I'm like, okay, you're like a B tier. You're meh. You're fine. You're whatever. Solid. But then like the man's got razor blades cutting the roof of your mouth, as we all know. And I'm like, I'm not risking mouth cuts for bland. Like, miss me with that shit.
Miss me with that
I
shit.
think, all right, so C seems like we got a solid lock there.
Okay.
And that brings us into Rice Chex.
Rice Chex. This will be great. This will be quick, easy. Put a ball on this. Trash.
You said
D
S
tier. D tier. Trash. The
Yo,
Chex was
100%
only invented for Chex Mix. And nothing else.
This is pretty solid, but like the cereal, terrible.
Terrible. I don't want to start my day with Chex.
So, but
That's
the
a day
health,
wasted.
The health benefits, they don't do anything for you.
No, this one's just like an insult to injury. It's like, why are you not in Chex Mix? Why are you your own standalone thing? Who
Right.
let you out?
Yo, you combine Special K and Rice Chex, and I'd eat that cereal in like a C tier.
Even then,
That's where I'm at.
I think if you.
Just, give me a little variety, and I'll struggle through it.
Oh my god. Okay, next we got.
This is a hard one for me, and it's only recently became apparent. I had peanut butter crunch, Captain Crunch's peanut butter crunch, when I was younger, and I was like, this is bomb. And then eventually Reese's Puffs came out, and so I started eating Reese's Puffs, and I'm like, this is bomb too.
No
And I
loyalty.
started just eating Reese's Puffs, and then recently I was like, I need cereal. To my wife, we were doing a order
Mhm.
online, and I was like, some cereal would be great. She's like, what do you want? And I'm like, yeah, like Reese's Puffs or peanut butter Captain Crunch or whatever. So we got peanut butter crunch. That shit is bland. It's not comparatively. It's better than Captain Crunch, but like to Reese's Puffs, it just doesn't have that peanut butter kick to it. So I was missing something there. So it used to feel like an A or S tier cereal in my mind, in my like nostalgia zone. That's a B tier. It's solid. It's fine, but it's similar to Cookie Crisp. You want a little more out of the Cookie Crisp. That you expect a little more out of those cookies than they give you, but like they're still solid, and that's kind of how I felt about peanut butter crunch.
Yeah, I mean the peanut butter is the only thing that, to me, this is even a C tier. Like I just put this right above the bland old Captain Crunch because to me
Right.
it has a lot of the same problems as Captain Crunch, and now you're just like trying to trick me with peanut butter. That's still a no fly zone for me. This is a C in my eyes. This is like a high C, low B. Like I'm not going out of my way ever for peanut butter crunch.
All right, I think we should keep it as the bottom B, because for me it's like a mid to high B.
Sounds
So
good.
like I think we'll always have this one on the end, on like the edge of falling.
Peanut
into
butter crunch is our anchor.
right, and just like it's Captain's angle.
Next we got honey
yeah.
bunches of oats with almonds.
almonds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can't
I didn't know if you saw
discount
that.
I did. Thank you for checking. I think D is just where the healthy cereals go. Like honey bunches of oats. Like I don't even know if this is a C for me. It's definitely not a B. It's flirting with the C, but I think it just goes in the trash. Like this isn't what I want for breakfast. I want something sugarier in my
Right.
cereal. This is just
I agree with that take. Definitely for me, I'm not looking for healthy cereals. If I want a healthy, I wouldn't eat cereal.
yeah, I'll have an apple.
What I
These-
will say though is I'm willing to put honey bunches of oats. It's got honey on it, which is good. I like that. It's got almonds in it, and it's got like I think there's granola crusters in honey bunches of oats, and I like those three things to add some variety here. So I think it is like top D.
Top D works.
Because these are healthy.
Those
and
are so bland. Those are
And this
so
is like, ooh,
bland.
there's a little nut in this one. There's a little what?
Okay, it has its little surprises. Top D is good. What
These
do we
two
got
are gonna hold hands the rest of their life.
next?
Rice Krispies. This is where I start getting confrontational.
I'd love to see
Rice
it.
Krispies suck.
Oh my god.
Rice Krispies, they're probably above Captain Crunch for sure. They might even be like B here, but like they suck. You know what? They're gonna go right next to Cookie Crisp because they fulfill the same thing in my head. I see cookies on the Cookie Crisp, and I'm like, yo, this is gonna be delicious, and it's fine. I see Reese's, Rice Krispie treats with the marshmallow. I eat them; they're delicious. Then I see Rice Krispies on the box, and I'm like, this is what those things are made of. And I eat it, and it tastes like nothing. On the edge of nothing and shit. Like it tastes.
Brady.
Not that good.
Brady, we may have a confrontation because I think Rice Krispies are a C cereal, and you put them in B tier.
Yo, I'll move them down there because I'm the border of this.
Rice Krispies, they are. As soon as milk touches them, it's soggy. I don't want a bowl of sog.
Right, but maybe the best auditory cereal of the bunch.
And good mascots. Like I know we talked about Captain Crunch's top three. I put the collective of Snap, Crackle, Pop in the top three.
Right, very solid.
Yeah, Rice Krispies are trash. They're too soggy, and they don't turn the milk into anything. There's no fruit. There's no like different pieces or sizes. There's variety. It's just soggy slush.
Yeah, I hear you there. They're very small too. You're not getting a lot when you scoop it up.
Trash.
You want to take us on to Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I'd love to, because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like... Maybe my childhood was just filled with a lot of cinnamon, but like this goes right next to Apple Jacks as an A tier. I like the crunch. I like the sparkle of the cereal. It flavors the milk in a positive way, which you never would have thought. You never like are looking for cinnamon milk.
Right.
But this is an A for me.
For me, it's like top of the A.
Ooh.
It's like close to being an S. I haven't had it in a while, so I would want to do a retest, I think. And as a kid, I didn't have it frequently. Ooh. But it does add like, there's definite cinnamon tastes to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Whereas like Apple Jacks, I almost don't taste the cinnamon a lot of times. It tastes like cardboard to me. I'm not a big fan of it.
Cardboard in the A.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you know, there's a weirdness with like the squares. Like some of them hit you hard, and some of them you barely have any flavor. So I will give it that. But you get a spoonful, you're getting like some nice taste in there. And they have high tolerance for milk. Like they don't fall apart very quickly.
They don't get soggy easily. Big fan of that.
Yeah,
Big fan of some crunch in my cereal.
Yeah. So I think they're the top of the A for me.
Beautiful. What do we think of Frosted Mini Wheats?
I mean, Frosted Mini Wheats?
I see where I put it.
Yeah, I honestly, since I'm going to give you what I would do on my list, and they're next to Honey Bunches of Oats as like the top tier of dark. Like they're frosted, but like
trash
is that thing that blows across blows across the desert in like a Western movie.
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed. Yeah, it's like a tumbleweed they dumped powdered sugar on or something.
Trash.
Yeah, not a fan of that. What are you with me on that one?
Yeah, it's in the D tier. It's in the trash tier. I don't like Frosted Mini Wheats. They're too big. The frosting's not enough. It's like they're trying to disguise as something healthy. And it's like, I'd rather you be Special K, and it's like, you're just healthy.
Right. They are big. They almost look like something you feed a
huge.
horse, like
Huge.
But they are one of the better ones just because they're less bland than some of the others.
Yeah, because there's a little bit of powdered sugar on it.
Yeah. We're bringing it around, finally, to another Cheerio for you, Mario, to weigh in on.
Yeah, no, this is terrific because, as I mentioned, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios were number 2 in my list of list of Cheerios. Honey Nut's the number 1. Honey Nut is like, it lowers your cholesterol. There was a whole thing about that.
Right, there's a big heart on the box.
Big heart on the box, so it's automatically healthy. It's the best Cheerio. To me, this is an A. To me, this is right above the Apple Jacks, below Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I think you've seeded it perfectly. It is not the best Cheerio.
Ooh.
The best Cheerio is not on this list. That's Frosted Cheerios, which are like regular Cheerios. Spoiler alert, they're a little too bland, but they're okay. Honey Nut Cheerios just gives you enough to be like, this is health. This is like the healthiest I feel eating cereal, where I still like what I'm eating.
It's still taller. Yeah, it's still delicious.
And then the frosted Cheerios are like, I know these are no longer healthy anymore, but they're pretty good. They're kind of like the Frosted Flake of Cheerios, and they're my favorite. They'd be like S tier for me.
Ooh.
Because they're not as unhealthy as some of the other cereals, I'm sure, but like they're still not good for you, but they taste pretty good.
Honey Nut's perfect.
But Honey Nut, solid. I could get a bag. These Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, and Frosted Cheerios are the exclusive two cereals I will eat without milk, just as like almost like a granola, like just eating it as like a healthier snack. In the case of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Ooh. I add Frosted Flakes to that list. I'm a big dry Frosted Flakes guy.
I've had them and I think they're okay. It's just the flake, to me, like scooping up flakes is a little rougher than the Cheerios themselves. I don't know why, and I have no data to back that up.
Can't handle anything more complicated than a circle. Yeah, that's you.
Circle, it just looks like it's ready to be in your hand. Flakes, you know, you get different sizes. There's a lot of crumbs going on.
I like the surprise of the different sizes. Variety.
I do like Frosted Flakes, but we'll get into that one later. Reese's Puffs here. Easiest pick of my whole life. The best cereal of all time.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna. I'll leave Count Chocula in front of it just because we put it up there first, and I'm not gonna come out here swinging just yet. Maybe at the end of the list, but easiest, best cereal of all time. It's like much more peanut butter flavored than peanut butter Captain Crunch, and then on top of that, there's like little hits of chocolate in each like spoonful too. They have like almost the perfect milk consistency where they get just enough soaked into them with just enough crunch there still. And then if you're a milk drinker, which I'm not a post-cereal milk drinker, but you know, you get to the last spoonfuls, you're getting a lot more milk. The milk is it probably makes the best milk out of any cereal. With some of the chocolate, I'm sure Count Chocula does a solid job as well.
Great job.
But yeah, that is it's a great cereal. It's perfect. Terrible for you, but like the best cereal.
It's so terrible for you, but I feel like most of these top ones are. To me, it's a very high A. It's a very high A.
Okay, cool. So that's similar to my Count Chocula. We have similar takes on these two, but like the inverse of each other.
We have Rice Krispie Treats as a cereal.
Right.
This seems wild to me.
I've never had.
I've never had these, so I'm just going off the box art and the excitement that it brings me. Which would be a C. Like, I'd put this... Yeah, I don't know. Like, this seems like a lawless cereal. This is like the South Carolina of cereals. Like, I just don't understand, like, what's going on here. Like, you're not even trying to pretend to be healthy.
Right.
But it's like, I don't think this would be as delicious as Reese's Puffs, who also don't pretend to be healthy. Because it's a candy maker to making cereal.
Right. And to me, it looks like they are Rice Krispies, but combined and stuck together in bunches. I would assume by like a marshmallowy thing from what I'm getting from this box here, which is like ideally what I want when I see this package. So what did your
I'm thinking C. I'm thinking C.
Okay. See, for me, I've never had them, so I'm not going to overrule anything here. But if they taste how they should in my head, they're at least going to be B, and maybe even they could be even better than that. But you can't rate it without knowing.
Well, yeah, we never had it. We'll never had it. We'll have to try something we can amend the list.
Okay. I'm going to put it above Rice Krispies, though, because it's got to be better than those.
Yeah, that's
you know
fair.
what I mean? Like they're the same thing as them, but like glued together with marshmallows. So like it's got to be better than that. Cheerios here. Cheerios for me, it's in the B section. It'll probably be like I like Captain Crunch or peanut butter better, but like in the R rankings, like depending on what you have to say about it. But to me, it's the healthiest, the highest healthy cereal. Like if you don't consider Honey Nut Cheerios healthy technically, for me, it's like I'd rather have Cheerios than all of these for sure.
For sure. I'd rather have Cheerios than any like flake, any bland flake.
Right.
Yeah, low B
Where do you
feels
think
good.
on this one?
Low B feels good because like if I
Okay,
go somewhere and have Cheerios, like I'm not groaning if Cheerios is what's available at the
right,
hotel breakfast. I'm
right.
groaning if Captain Crunch is the only thing available.
And I made sure to keep our deal of peanut butter Captain Crunch being the tail end of the B section for you.
The
Um,
anchor.
yes. So I put it right in front of that. It's Cookie Crisp for me is better than it. These are just Cheerios with like a little flavor kick, so like they're gonna be better. And they're a little bland for me. They're not my preferred one, but like if I'm like my doctor says my heart's fucked up, like I need to chill and eat like a healthy thing, I would start eating these.
You just start pounding Cheerios, and you're like, I'm good
Yeah.
now, doctor.
Yeah. Like right now, if I want to trick myself into thinking I'm healthy, I'll start pounding these. But like if I actually have to tighten it up here. So we're getting towards the end here. We can speed these boys up if we want. You want to take Lucky Charms here?
Yeah, Lucky Charms to me is a high B. I would have this behind Cookie Crisp, but we have Cookie Crisp a little low. Like to me, Cookie Crisp is B1 and Lucky Charms is B2, but Lucky Charms is a high B in my eyes. You get marshmallow, not too soggy in milk. Leprechaun's fun shapes. A lot of good here.
Lucky Charms for me is like a high A. Is right there with
Ooh.
Mentos Crunch, because like the marshmallows, like your Count Chocula marshmallows, they make all the difference. The only reason it's not S tier is because the imbalance between the marshmallows and the cereal, and like it's cereal, not candy, right? So there's gotta be there's gotta be a certain balance. But like I need more marshmallows in there, especially if you like cherry pick, and then you get to the end, and the next thing you know, sorry, one second. I don't know. My iPad started deciding to play Post Malone.
Oh, nice.
So you get to the end of the box and like there's barely any marshmallows left because you, as a normal human, are like cherry picking some marshmallows out of there as you go. So for me,
Normal
I'd say
human.
it's like top A tier, for sure. So what do you think? Should we leave it at top of B? Put it at bottom of A? What are you thinking?
I'm liking top of B.
Okay.
I'm liking top of B. It's a little
I
too
don't
soggy
feel
for me.
so strongly about it that I like need to push it up there. But it's one of my favorite cereals. Like if I pick my top 5 cereals, it's in the top 5 for sure. So I'm a little like scared of it being in B, but I don't think it's like the end of the world because it's probably number 5. I'll do Cocoa Krispies here.
Hmm.
I think not having the treats before, I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna say that they fucked it up somehow, and I'm gonna put Cocoa Krispies in top B because it's better than Rice Krispies for sure. I'm not a huge chocolate cereal guy though, like I said, but it's still not like great. But it's definitely better than this one, and I assume this would be better than Cocoa Krispies for me personally. But I can't just give them the prize without.
We can't give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, Rice Krispies and all Krispies to me have the biggest fatal flaw of just being so freaking mushy the second
Right.
milk touches them. So like
You're
they're
right.
never gonna exceed a C, even if you make the milk chocolatey. I don't want slush.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Now Fruit Loops though,
Yeah.
Fruit Loops is an A in my
Fruit Loops is
book.
one of our besides like Apple Jacks, like one of our first fruity cereals.
And I'm gonna put it right up there next to Apple Jacks because like to me Fruit Loops, the colors add a lot for me. Like the different, I don't know, like I like the fruit. There's so much chocolate. There's so much frosted. I like the change up.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not big on the fruity cereals either. Fruited and chocolate, not into it. But Fruit Loops is the best fruited cereal in my brain. And I would, if I got a Fruit Loops, I'd be like, oh, dope, Fruit Loops. Like I'd be pretty excited for it. So it's probably like a bottom A for me.
Big knock on Fruit Loops is that they taught elementary school Mario like the entire wrong spelling of fruit for a very long time. I could not spell the word
I
fruit.
like that you were committed to it, but it taught you the right spelling of loops. You never get credit for that. You only take away.
My teachers had serious questions about me.
I do think it has the second best. It's up there. It's probably tied with like Frosted Flakes man, Tony the Tiger, for like second best mascot. With Lucky Charms mascot being the best cereal mascot of all time.
I don't know.
Oh, who you're a Trix Rabbit kind of guy?
As much as I hate the captain cereal, I just really appreciate that an admiral just kind of like retired from his duty.
Didn't you say he was like the third best mascot?
I said he was top 3. He's top 3, and it's just like his eyebrows are on his hat.
All right. I think we've found a good spot with Fruit Loops. I'm gonna go into Raisin Bran here. Raisin Bran. Is it a healthy cereal? No, it's not good for you. The raisins are so sugary, it's bad for you. The only thing is, like, it tastes better than those. And I'd rather have Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran is my, like...
Wow.
When my parents were like, we're going to try and be healthy here, like, I'd be like, okay, Raisin Bran's fine, but really it's not healthy for you. But they didn't know that back then. But it's way better than Rice Krispies for me, for sure, and regular Captain Crunch. I don't think it's top of my C. Like, there's definitely other cereals in my personal list that would be in front of it in the C division. But out of the things we have listed here, I like it better than everything below it here. And I know some people are not big raisins people, and that's fine. But like, this is how I'm gonna do it.
I'm not a big raisin guy. To me, this is D. This is trash.
Yeah.
If I go to a hotel, if I go to a buddy's house, and this is what they have for breakfast, it's like, I'm good. I'll take on the day. One less meal in me.
All right, so now we got to figure out, is Raisin Bran the bottom of C tier or the top of D tier?
To me, it's a D.
All right, I'll defer to you on this one because, like, in lists in the future, I'm gonna, cereal's my fourth passion. I'm sure we'll have my top 3 passions where I'll get angry in the future. But I'm okay. Raisin Bran's not amazing. But I think for me, it's personally like top C, bottom B.
Bottom B?
I'll accept. Yeah, like I actually don't mind Raisin Bran. I think it's pretty good. I noticed there's a second Raisin Bran. I'm just gonna move that one right now. It's 2 scoops, which I assume just means more raisins.
Okay, hold on. Raisin Bran can go into C and then 2 scoops leave in D. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
There you go. This next one, you take this. I have questions about it though, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about this one.
Man, so Golden Crisp wasn't really big in my house growing up. This bear is wild. He looks like Yogi, and I like that.
Yo, this box looks like it was the box when we were kids, but at the same time, I've never seen this man in my life.
Yeah, like we talked about some of these boxes, like updated with the times, like Cookie Crisp. Golden Crisp was like, we got it. Like, this is it.
I'm telling you, this cereal, there was a frog cereal, and it looked like this, and I want to say it was like Snaps or something, or like something like that. And this is what their cereal looked like, and they were one of my favorite cereals. This frog man. I have no idea who Sugar freaking Bear is.
I like that his name's Sugar Bear. Like, that was a simpler time when it was like, listen, we're not trying to pretend this is healthy. This is Sugar Bear.
Yeah, I hear you. But like I noticed this is Post. There's like 2 cereal makers, and it's called Kellogg's and Post. General Mills, I guess.
Yo, General Mills. I feel like General Mills is above Post.
Yeah, I mean, like, our 2 favorite cereals are General Mills, so what does that tell you?
Oh my god.
But yeah, Post has gone out of favor, and if you look at like their cereals, it's like everything in our bottom or like old stuff, like Cocoa Pebbles. They've been around a while. Like Honeycombs, these were 90s cereals, Cocoa Pebbles, Honeycombs, whoever Sugar Bear is.
Sugar Bear to me is right behind the Captain. Right behind Captain and C tier.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
Here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
If they are the same as the frog cereal that I had in the past, which feel free to look up on your screen if you want to, like frog cereal. I think it's like Snaps or something like that. If they taste the same, that's like a B or
Honey
A.
Smacks.
Honey Smacks. Okay.
With Dig'em Frog.
Yeah, yo, that dude's great. I'm surprised he didn't make the list. But these this bear, like if it tastes the same, that's like an A tier taste for me. But I don't know this guy. He's a stranger to me. So I think you placed him in a solid like area. It's similar to these Rice Krispie treats. Like if they're what they should be, then like that's a good one.
I just want to take a quick moment to appreciate that the C tier is all terrific mascots, but just trash cereal.
Raisin Bran Son's like my guy.
I like the Raisin Bran Son, and it's just
he likes whatever he's doing over there. The man is smiling his little brains out. I don't even know if I can hunt down Raisin Bran Son here. There he is.
There he is.
Man. Man's a happy guy.
Happy clam.
Yeah, look, it's Travis Barker or something.
Oh my god.
Where the hell did my
Shoot
go? There it is. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more here.
Yeah, we don't need to be at 400%. There we go.
Oh shit, the frog. He was hiding.
He's back. He's back. All right, where does Fruity Pebbles go?
Before I get into this, I've started a detour here. Is
Yeah.
Golden Grams a cereal or a cookie? What is a Golden Gram?
A Golden Gram's a cookie.
Okay, because I saw Golden and I was like, when I was only covering like this part and I saw Golden and I'm like, is that Golden Grams?
It's a
like,
cereal. That's a cereal.
I've just never heard of Golden Crisp. I have no idea what that is.
It's
Fruity Pebbles. This is gonna be my most divisive pick of all time. Welcome to the trash corridor.
Oh my god.
I'm not a big fruity guy, and Fruity Pebbles, both Pebbles cereal have the same thing that Rice Krispies have, which is they get instantly soggy, and instantly soggy fruity cereal is absolute trash.
And they don't have the snap crackle pop,
They don't have they have Barney and Fred on the cover.
which is fun. Hold on, like
What is it, 1960? Get out of here.
wow. Oh, let's see.
I actually have no idea when they were popular on TV. But...
Yeah, to me this would be a C. So like, and like a low C. So like, I can live like this is a fine D. It's just so soggy. It's just so soggy.
It's probably like the most.
You could even put 2 scoops up ahead of it, honestly.
And out of cocoa, regular flavor, honey nut flavor, even like a peanut butter flavor, fruit flavor is the worst one to get soggy for me. Like,
yeah, I kind of agree with that. I like Fruit Loops because they got some texture. Also, before we advance really quick, can we talk about how Raisin Bran, the one with the sun, also says 2 scoops? Like, these are just 2 different boxes of Raisin Bran, the same cereal.
Oh my god. This one just looks like it's old.
Oh, that's it.
Because the man is given 2 scoops.
Yeah, it's like 2 scoops.
But this is perfect because it knew we were going to be like on the edge with this one, and we're like, let's cover both bases. Cocoa Puffs, my friend.
Cocoa Puffs is me, and I'm happy because Cocoa Puffs was good to me. Cocoa Puffs is right around Fruit Loops for me. It has a good crunch, chocolatey milk. You know, like you don't have the peanut butter of Reese's Puffs, but like when I was growing up, there wasn't just peanut butter thrown around in our we just had the chocolate puffs.
I mean, yeah, Reese's Puffs is definitely like teenage years cereal, like tail end of the teenage years for me. It came out, so my experiences with it are like all since then. Literally Reese's Puffs is Cocoa Puffs with more peanut buttery flavored Captain Crunch in them, just like mixed together. So that's why I love the combination. Cocoa Puffs is not, like I said, not a big chocolate cereal guy, but so I would never really like get it that frequently. But when I had Cocoa Puffs at friend's house, I was like, this is solid. So I think like A tier is a good spot for it.
So just to be clear, you're not a fruity nor a chocolatey cereal guy.
No, these are like, but my favorite cereal is like a chocolatey cereal, which is funny. But Fruit Loops are like one of the only fruit cereals I like. Like, because these I think are absolute trash.
Absolute trash.
And then Trix are fine, but they almost have Captain Crunch syndrome to me, where like I feel like Trix cut my mouth.
All right, we're almost at Trix. We got 7 left.
Who's up here? Me, right? Yep,
yeah.
You just did that. Frosted Flakes. The best cereal. So hear me out on this one. This is a candy, and like this is a candy. Frosted Flakes are the best cereal.
Wow.
That's my take. They're the best like actual cereal. Like you cut out Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Apple Jacks may stay in. Fruit Loops can kind of stay in, but they're kind of candy-ish. Like when you're looking at like Honey Nut Cheerios, like the other Cheerios, some Rice Krispies, some like shit Captain Crunch, Raisin Bran, Frosted Flakes is like the best like all natural cereal. I mean, the dude tells you right to your face. They're great, like, and they are.
Frosted
And
Flakes.
you can have them dry or in milk. They're both good. If they're in milk, I will specify you do have to eat them fairly quickly because they do take milk on quickly.
That's where this is where they're nowhere close to an S to me because they're just too freaking soggy. I eat my Frosted Flakes dry. I don't like them with milk. To me, they're worse than Cookie Crisp.
But that's fair. Like you can eat them dry.
You can eat them dry. They have the versatility.
When I eat them with milk, I'm eating them like instantly. Like I put Reese's Puffs in milk, and I wait a couple minutes. Like I let them soak it in because they're so good at keeping their like crunch to them. Frosted Flakes, you gotta go. You want to just cover them in milk and immediately start eating.
And then I don't want to speed run my breakfast.
What's that?
I don't want to speed run my breakfast.
Sure, and I hear you. I hear that. That's like a good argument against them. A lot of why they're S tier, I think they're really good, but a lot of why they're S tier is because for me, like they're the only true cereal that they're the best true cereal, like something that is not just like, and I bet they have a lot of sugar in them too, which is the funniest part. But something that actually like looks like a cereal to me, like a part of your balanced breakfast cereal. So where are you putting these guys?
I would put these B tier.
Okay, so we'll meet in the middle. Right there, next to Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's a good spot. That's a fine spot. That's a spot I can sleep comfortably tonight, knowing where it is.
Okay. You want to take us with Captain Crunch Berries?
Captain Crunch Berries goes right after Golden Crisp in the C tier. Because Captain Crunch just doesn't do anything for me. And like now we're trying to like, now we sprinkled in some tricks. It's like, what happened here? This seems like an accident at General Mills, and they're like, fuck it, like, ship it.
All tricks.
Yeah, I don't know. This Captain Crunch, excellent mascot, but terrible cereal maker. Like, you should have stuck to the Navy, bro.
Right, yeah. I saw they did, I don't know, Food Theory, like that YouTube channel. They did a thing about how he's not actually in the Navy and he's like faking his uniform, and he had a dog assistant mascot who since disappeared, and I think he killed him or something.
Oh my god.
For me, Captain Crunch Berries, like you said, is regular Captain Crunch, which cuts the roof of your mouth. Already a C tier cereal, and then you threw in a fruit cereal. For me, it's like D tier. It's right next to Fruity Pebbles over here. So I think back of C tier, if you think it's like a mid-tier C, then like I'm okay with it where it is. But I'm not it's one of my worst ones, I'd say.
Perfect. That's a good spot for it then.
All right, honeycombs. This is probably my least favorite cereal that I had the most. And they're kind of similar to Pops, which I also dislike. I think these cereals are bad, but they're not like god awful.
Yeah, to me, like just the sugary like honey taste gives it some salvage. Maybe
Right.
this is
Definitely
right
have more
behind
flavor
Golden
than
Crisp.
that.
This is right behind Golden Crisp for me because like
I'll accept that.
it's really not doing too much for me.
They had a good mascot in the 90s, which was like a psychopathic animal. And he would just go crazy and destroy a house eating the cereal. And then they were like, nah, just put the freaking honey on the top and we're out of here. Because he was like bad CGI too.
Oh yeah, speaking of mascots, we got Trix coming up next.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I was thinking of the best cereal mascots when I made that comment earlier about, I think it was Fruit Loops or whatever, or the Leprechaun. And I was like, Trix mascot is pretty cool, but I also like, for some reason, always think of him as like a yogurt instead of cereal.
Like he's the Danimals mascot?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting confused. What's your take?
I think low B. I think right after Cheerios. And because I do appreciate a good fruit cereal. I like that. I like having a fruit flavored breakfast. You can't have a fruit flavored everything. It's more like a snack. So but it's a good breakfast fruit flavor. Doesn't get too soggy. Makes the milk taste fine. Yeah, I think this is one of the better. Like, it's no Fruit Loops. Like, Fruit Loops just between like the stiffness and like, I guess I'm more of a circles than a ball shape than a sphere. Yeah, I feel like this is like, it's like, oh, we don't have Fruit Loops. Like this is the Fruit Loops at home meme. You know, like, can we get Fruit Loops? Like, we have Fruit Loops at home, and it's Trix.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. For me, it's more of a C, because of my dislike for fruit cereals. But I appreciate that that's like a my taste kind of thing. And I think like B is a good place for it, because when I have it, I'm like, oh, this isn't bad, but it's not my brand.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so I think that's a great spot for it.
Pops.
I hate to do this. I think like a lot of people think corn pop, or I was gonna say a lot of people think corn pops are their favorite. They don't really know what their favorite is. A lot of people's favorite cereal is like Pops.
Those are sad people.
That shit is the worst cereal.
Trash, dude. This is so easy. Like this deep, yeah, it's easy trash. Easy trash.
It has all the worst things. It takes on milk really quickly. It cuts your mouth like Captain Crunch. It tastes like bland-ass garbage cereals. Like, that, what is there to like? I just don't get it. They do taste like fairly similar to honeycombs, but the honeycomb shape is so much more like, it just works with the milk better, and it's just easier. Like, these little circles, like, I'm out on Pops.
Pops are trash. Good call. Like, great placement for them.
They're literally the last cereal I'd ever want to eat on this list. And like some of these, like Rice Chex, those taste like shit. So
I was gonna say maybe Rice Chex is like the only one.
Let's put this like right here.
Perfect.
And then out of principle, I'm putting Pops last.
Okay, Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles go right above Fruity Pebbles.
Okay. Wow, trash.
Trash, dude. They're so soggy. Like the only benefit.
I thought they were gonna go here for you, next to Cocoa Krispies, because they're kind of similar.
No, you don't get the Snap Crackle Pop. That's the only redeeming quality.
The mascots or the actual Snap Crackle Pop?
Honestly, both. But like in the eating experience, like the Snap Crackle Pop, I feel like they got a little more sugary taste. Cocoa Pebbles, it's just like welcome to Slosh Town.
And it tastes more like chocolate, though. It tastes more chocolatey.
Oh my god. Yeah, maybe a low C, but it is just.
Yeah, for me, they're like, I wouldn't want to eat them. I don't know if I would give them up if I was dying. Like, they're probably like bottom C for me.
They're probably right after Honeycomb.
Okay, I'll move them there because I think that's more true. There's a little Flintstone negativity that we're putting out here, I think. And wow, how the mighty have fallen. Honestly, I haven't had these in years. As you can see, they are like very similar in look, like the cereal, to the Golden Crisps or whatever.
Yep, Sugar Bear.
But I've tasted these, so I can vouch for them. This shit is like right here. These are all For me, like my favorite cereals are probably Reese's Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Frosted Cheerios, Honey Smacks, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Lucky Charms. Like, that's my top 6 right there. But they're high there. What do you think? Have you ever had a cereal like Golden Crisp or Honey Smacks?
No, truthfully, not a lot of Honey Smacks in my house in my life. Honey Smacks, just based on looks, was going to be like a B for me. I haven't tasted it. I can't speak to its consistency in milk.
They're very similar to Honey Nut Cheerios with like a little more honey, so they're almost like soaked in honey. Like there's like a layer of honey on top of them, and they're more puffy a cereal than these are. Like more grainy. These are more like puffy. I'm trying to think of like what cereal is like puffy like them, because they're not hard puffy like Captain Crunch's balls are, but there's not really like, it's almost like popcorn fluff. Like you know when you bite a piece of popcorn, like that fluffiness, that's what they have going on to them. All right,
let's zoom out. Let's soak in this list.
All right, let's see. All All right, here's our finale list here. All right, so what can we amend? Clearly, Reese's Puffs are better than Count Chocula, but seeing as this is our first list, and I'm a kind, generous soul, I'll let you keep Count Chocula above them.
Wow.
What do we think about this A tier?
I think Frosted Flakes is high for me. But like, you made great points.
For me, it's like one of my favorites, and it's definitely Frosted Flakes taste better than Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, I like the Honey Nut.
Better, like, even if you're like eating Frosted Flakes your ideal way, no milk, and then eating Honey Nut Cheerios whatever your ideal way is, you still like.
I think I'm a Honey Nut guy.
Okay. Because like these ones, this one, and this one, I don't really have a lot of stake in this game. Like, I'm not a big fan of either of them. Like, Fruit Loops are okay, I guess. Cocoa Puffs, when I had them, they were fine. But again, not a chocolate guy.
Maybe I'm just bumping up Cocoa Puffs a few spots. In the A tier.
We move Frosted Flakes to here, and move Cocoa Puffs to here.
That's looking fine. I feel like Honey Smacks gets a little buff in the but that's fine.
I can do you one of these, but that's all I got in me. Honey Smacks is literally, that was one of my favorites.
No, Honey Smacks can be above Cocoa Puffs. Honey Smacks can be above Cocoa Puffs. I think that's fine.
Okay. I don't know if they make it anymore. I have not seen this man, but I also don't really go down cereal.
I don't go down the cereal aisle as often anymore. It loses its charm.
So for B, I will not let Lucky Charms not be first, just because for me, Lucky Charms is like one of my favorite cereals, and the fact that it's in B is insulting to me to begin with. So I will not allow it to be less than the best B. The rest of this, I know you're a Cookie Crisp guy. If you want to move that up,
yeah, Cookie Crisp should be up one.
How do you feel about Trix compared to these Cheerios? Is it better than regular Cheerios?
I don't think it is. I don't think Trix is better than those Cheerios. Okay.
And then we got our anchor.
Yep.
All right, so that was a good one. This section here, I think my biggest problem is where Captain Crunch is.
Where should Captain Crunch lie?
I think he should be like
wow
right before Captain Crunch berries. I also think Raisin Bran should be ahead of both of them because they're both garbage. and maybe Cocoa Pebbles back there if you really hate them that much.
I don't hate them that much.
They're here still?
That seems fine.
I would honestly have Cocoa Pebbles above Honeycombs.
I might have Rice Krispies over Rice Krispie Treats.
Really?
Just because Rice Krispies, it's like Rice Krispie Treats is like, what are you doing? You're just embarrassing yourself. Like, what are you doing?
They taste good. You haven't had them.
I know, but it's just like, are we really having Rice Krispie Treat cereal?
You are out of your mind. Are we really having a Reese's cereal?
I just don't know. Like,
chocolate
come on.
cereal with marshmallows in it? Like, both.
There's being self-aware, and then there's just like, come on.
You Cookie Crisp. I wouldn't stand for that because these are like. I honestly like hate Rice Krispies. I wouldn't stand for that because I've never had these. They could be shit.
Do we think?
Like,
yeah, you know what?
To be better because they take milk better. These ones all get soggy.
I think we can move Golden Crisp and a Honeycomb ahead of the Rice Krispie, ahead of all Krispies.
I will move Golden Crisp up. I will move Honeycomb ahead of regular Krispies, but I don't like Honeycomb that much.
I've never had Honeycomb. I'm just going off the looks.
It's my least favorite of the cereals that were in my house as a kid, 5 times or more.
It's a lot of times.
Yeah, I like Raisin Bran more than it, definitely.
Wow.
I would say the cereals. It's not my least favorite.
All right, bump Honeycomb down behind Rice Krispies then.
Okay. I'm okay with this how it is because Captain Crunch cuts your mouth.
I rarely had Captain Crunch.
Cuts my mouth, but this one really cuts my mouth.
This is why. I mean, he grew up in the Navy. Like, you know, like he just didn't give a shit.
Well, he was like, toughen up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps if I cut your mouth. Then we got Raisin Bran again, but 2 scoops this time, which I'm okay with it. There, leading the pack. Fruity Pebbles suck. But, like, I don't know if I feel the need to sort this list because they're all just not worth it. Pops being last is justice enough for me.
Kix can be bumped up a little bit.
Okay. Kicks to me are like less sweet Pops, but it might be better that way.
Okay, I think this is good. I think this is the list.
Wow.
Brady,
Great.
can I ask you something about this list?
Yeah.
Which letter grade, if you combine them all together, would be the best? Like if you mix
people
all the
only have
D's
one letter.
and all the C's and all the B's, if you poured them all into one bowl.
Oh shit! In one bowl?
Yeah, like you're just like, all right, like I'm gonna have Lucky Charm, Cookie Crisp, Cheerio, Trix, Crunch.
I think like the obvious cop out here, and you're mixing the least amount of cereals is S, because if you mix them together, it's just Reese's Puffs with marshmallows, which like I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah, F is definitely a little busted.
I honestly think it might be B. And hear me out on this. A is great. You got like, all right, I got cinnamon flavor in there twice. There's apple flavor in there. There's honey flavor in there. There's
Just
chocolate
chocolate
flavor in there.
and
There's
fruit.
fruit flavor in there. It's all, every single flavor of a balanced breakfast is in there. But with B, plain cereal marshmallows. A little bit of a cookie sweetness to it, but relatively plain. You got a little cinnamon taste, but cinnamon Cheerios, a lot less cinnamon than Apple Jacks. Relatively plain. Cheerios are the plainest of the plain. Then you get a little fruit kick. I would say your biggest flavor, if you combine these all, would be fruit kick. And then you have the peanut butter, like I said, was a little bland tasting. So they're very like bland cereals with a fruit kick and marshmallows. So that might be the best of the other rows here. These are all the same.
Well, yeah, if you combine D, I think D has the perk of they're just all the same in a different shape.
Yeah, but you have 5 boxes of bland cereal, Pops,
And then you just have soggy
and
fruit
raisins.
pebbles.
and 2 scoops of raisins. That might be that's like the good consistency, like similar to B, but like the consistency is D tier, so like it still sucks.
Oh my god.
And this might be the worst row though.
Just what a profile. This
Golden
one's just a
Crunch.
bowl of soggy, and then you have Captain Crunch cutting your mouth.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 soggy cereals. You have 2 mouth-cutting cereals, raisins, which, look, I understand. Raisins are not ideal in cereals. I literally only like them in the raisin blend. And then you have an untested, the literal savior of the whole group is untested.
It's untested.
It's untested Honey Smacks. It's the same cereal, but is it as good? Is it better? Who knows? But it's got to hold this whole thing. And then this is another unknown. There's a lot of unknowns here. And honeycomb would be like, just chilling in the middle of that. Yeah, that's our list, ladies and gentlemen.
Not cereal.
Just to recap, audio-wise, it's Count Chocula and Reese's Puffs in the S. A tier is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Smacks, Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Apple Jacks, and Fruit Loops. B tier is going to be Lucky Charms, Cookie Crisp, Apple and Cinnamon Cheerios, Trix, Peanut Butter Crunch. C tier is going to be Golden Crisp, Cocoa Krispies, Rice Krispies Treats, Rice Krispies, Honeycomb, Cocoa Pebbles, Raisin Bran, Cap'n Crunch Berries. And then finally in the garbage dumpster is Raisin Bran again, Fruity Pebbles, Kix, Honey Bunches of Oats, Frosted Mini Wheats, Special K, Corn Flakes, Rice Chex, and the Spawn of Satan Pops. Special shout out to Frosted Cheerios. You would have been a solid A tier. You got any final notes on this one?
I'm
Any
excited.
surprises?
I'm excited to try each one of these tier lists, and then that way I can tier list the tier lists.
That will have to be when we're together next. We'll have to do that. It will only cost us like $40 per row or something like that.
Money well spent.
There's a community rank to this list.
I'd love to see the community.
Yeah, let me check this out.
We get to choose like.
Oh, we can see other people's here. But oh, this is the community's rankings here. So they have Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes as S tiers. Their A tier, you know, looks similar to us. Reese's Puffs made the list. Lucky Charms are up there. Honey Nut Cheerios, like we have. Cap'n Crunch and his mouth cutting ways got there. Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles. No,
This
in
is
the A
the
tier.
community's wild.
Right. Cocoa Puffs, Cookie Crisp, Trix, Rice Krispies, Cap'n Crunch Berries. Then you got like Pops in the third row.
Pops
That's
and B.
great. Yo, but I will say they got Count Chocula in the garbage pile.
Count Chocula's right behind Rice Checks.
Oh no! They did your man dirty. And Honey Smacks.
And Honey Smacks. Honey Smacks is right above.
Yo, they did what we did though. They put new Raisin Bran in C, old Raisin Bran in D. Though they knew.
At least they knew about Rice Krispie treats, just being
Yeah.
too self-aware.
But their bottom bitch is Golden Crisp.
It's Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear.
You hate to see it.
You can't do Sugar Bear like that.
I can't. I've just seen like this one guy down here. His S tier cereals are regular Cheerios and Corn Flakes. His B tier, Rice Chex, Special K. Get the hell out of here. You're not that healthy.
People are trolling. People are sabotaging the boy.
Yeah, all this guy's favorites are in the C's and D's. Get the hell out of here. I can't believe your favorite cereal of all time is a D tier in the community list.
Oh my god. Right behind Rice Checks.
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. I think one list, you know, does it for us. I don't know if we have time.
I
to
think
do
one
a
list
fast-
is good. I think one list is good.
Yeah, so maybe next time we'll run through fast food, or we have some other options that we
I
were
like-
sorting through here.
I like the fast food. I think we're going to put a pin in that. I think we've promised the people that's going to be our
Right.
number 2.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We did already notice that every fast food except for like Subway, Taco Bell, and White Castle is red, which is like that psychology of fast food. Red is supposed to make you hungry and stuff. So that's interesting to look at.
Dr. Brady.
I love checking this community list after. I think it was great to see what the people have said.
Community list. What do you think would be the most delicious if you combine them all?
Ooh. Like, this is definitely good. S tier is definitely tasty.
It's so tough when there's only 2 cereals.
Right. But those are a good combination, too, I believe.
Yeah, I would agree. You just got sugar with more sugar.
There's fruit. Like, the fruit should be together. Like,
The fruit's mostly together in this one. You got Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles.
then you got tricks here, though.
Yeah, you got Chicks not in there. Lucky Charms, like, sometimes tricks me into being fruity just because, like, the colors.
Yo, hear me out. This is Corn Flakes. Special K is Flakes. Raisin Bran is Flakes. You put Frosted Flakes down here, you got, like, the whole Flakes crew. I don't know which would be the best. You might even choose D tier because your boy's down there.
There's just too much weighing you down.
Sugar Bear?
Honestly, B, even though it has the most cereals in it, Cocoa
B
Puffs,
is very
Cookie
annoying.
Crisp, Trix, Rice Krispies, Captain
There's
Crunch
two-
Berries, Cocoa Crisps, Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds, Frosted Mini Wheats, Pops, Cheerios. What a
I can't
spoon.
do that.
What
Yeah.
a spoonful.
But you got both Krispies in there. That's a soggy meal. And then
Ugh.
you got a little bit of mouth cutting going.
C is the flake tier. C is just like, hey, this is a flake of cereal.
That's bland. Like if you want inoffensive, that's your tier right there. Because honeycombs are pretty bland, peanut butter crunch is pretty bland, and then all the flakes are pretty bland. That's just like bland cereal with raisins. So just Raisin Bran.
I'd love to know the community's thoughts on this ranking. I don't know how Count Chocula could be so low.
I don't know, man. I don't know. These guys, they're out of their mind.
Wow.
Look at this person here. They had 7 S tier cereals or 8
That's-
S tier cereals.
That just, you take away the meaning of S tier.
Yeah, and all 3 of the Cheerios made it.
Pandering.
Wild. All right. So I want to come up with like an ending segment at some point down the line here. Just a quick little 5-minute thing just to go through where we can just have one topic maybe like what's the best whatever, and then we can fight about it. Have a little smackdown at the end or something like that. But for now, I think we've decided what the definitive cereal tier list is. And that's going to be it for the first episode. So catch us later. Second episode, Fast Foods. And we'll dive more into Mario's views on pressing the button to kill all of society just to get him the power of flight.
All right. Thanks, everybody.